90% of salespeople will never touch freedom. Not because they aren't smart, not because they aren't skilled, but because they refuse to evolve their identity. In this industry, talent isn't the differentiator. Scripts don't make millionaires. Strategy alone will not save you. The only thing that separates the top 1% from everybody else is who they decide to become under pressure. Average salespeople chase clients. The top 1% command rooms. Average salespeople sell offers. The top 1% sell certainty. Average salespeople wait for opportunity. The top 1% create it every single day. In high ticket sales, your results will never rise above your regulation. Your nervous system is your real business partner. And if it's built on chaos, you will never build a real business. You can have the exact same leads, the same offer, the same words, and still lose because energy doesn't lie. Clients don't buy what you say, they buy how safe they feel around your certainty. And that's why most people stay stuck. They copy tactics, they chase validation, and wonder why nothing really changes. The truth? You can't win with a beggar's energy. Welcome to Bosses Not Beggars, the podcast for entrepreneurs, high ticket sales professionals, and leaders who don't just want clients, they also want control, freedom, and legacy. I'm Vivian Weyll, the sales queen, and today I am pulling back the curtain on the difference between average and the elite. Because average is full, the top 1%, they're not competing, they are commanding.
This is Bosses Not Beggars, the podcast for entrepreneurs, leaders, and sales pros who refuse to chase scraps. Here, presence replaces pressure, alignment replaces manipulation, and influence builds empires. If you're ready to trade excuses for ownership and hustle for true freedom, you're in the right place. Welcome to the movement. Bosses Not Beggars with Vivian Weyll, the sales queen.
We were conditioned to believe that success belongs to the one who hustles the hardest. The early riser, the late grinder, the one who wants the most. But that's the biggest scam in sales. Effort alone doesn't create freedom. Alignment does. You can't outwork misalignment. You can't grind your way into authority. You can't burn your nervous system down and expect it to lead millions. If hustle worked, every burnt out salesperson would be a millionaire. They're not. And they're not because effort without direction is just chaos. The average salesperson confuses activity with progress. They stay busy to avoid the discomfort of growth. They think movement equals momentum, but movement without mastery is just motion. The top 1% understands one thing. The goal isn't to do more, it's to be more. They protect their energy the way others protect their calendar. They don't chase every single opportunity. They create the ones worth having. They understand that precision scales faster than pressure. Effort is reactive. Alignment is intentional. Average salespeople wake up needing proof that they are worthy. The top 1% wake up certain they are. They don't grind for peace. They move from peace. They don't force momentum. They embody it. And when you operate from that state, selling becomes simple. You are no longer convincing people. You are calibrating them. If you're still grinding to feel valid, you will stay stuck. Because clients don't chase chaos. They follow clarity. You want consistent sales? Regulate your emotions. You want more time? Control your focus. You want freedom? Lead your energy. The top 1% don't hustle for freedom, they operate from it. Their business serves their life, not the other way around. The average salespeople operates from fear disguised as effort. They wake up already behind, reacting to their day instead of actually running it. Their emotions sit in the driver's seat. One rejection, and their confidence collapses. They say they want freedom, but what they really crave is safety. That's why they cling to outcomes, why they chase validation, why they can't detach from the next commission check. They're playing defense, protecting their comfort zone instead of actually expanding their edge. The average salesperson overtalks, oversells, and overcompensates because deep down, they don't believe they're enough without the close. They confuse enthusiasm with influence. But enthusiasm is noise, authority is signal. The average salesperson sells from the surface. They pitch the product, recite the features, and hope logic wins. The top 1% sell from embodiment. They make people feel what certainty sounds like. Freedom doesn't come from money, it comes from control. If you can't control your emotions, you will never be able to control your income. The 1% know this. They walk in with grounded energy that tells the client you are safe to say yes. Their presence calms the room. Their silence builds trust. Their words land because they are not trying to prove anything. They are confirming what's already true. The average salesperson reacts, the elite respond. One plays checkers, the other plays chess. If you want to rise, you have to stop chasing permission and start embodying power. Faith replaces fear. Precision replaces pressure. Authority replaces anxiety. Money follows mastery. Freedom follows focus. Power follows presence. Here's the truth. If you're tired of chasing, start creating. If you're tired of grinding, you start deciding. Because the moment you choose calm over chaos, you step out of the average and into mastery. The top 1% are not more talented, they're just more trained. Their edge isn't in strategy, it's in stability. They've mastered the inner game, the invisible discipline that no one sees but everyone feels. They don't operate from adrenaline, they operate from composure. Their calm is their weapon, their regulation is their leverage. Every day, they condition their nervous system to stay grounded under fire. Because when others panic, they profit. The average salesperson prepares for the pitch, the top 1% prepares for the state. They understand that emotion dictates execution. They don't fight for attention, they command it, not through volume, but through presence. When they speak, they don't try to be convincing, they speak like the decision is already made. They don't measure success in deals closed. They measure it in composure maintained. Because composure under chaos is the mark of mastery. They study their patterns, they track their triggers, they treat their focus like currency. They know that attention creates acceleration. They've built rituals that protect their energy, breath work before calls, silence after wins, reflection after losses. They know emotion must serve performance, not sabotage it. They play long-term games with short-term precision. They've eliminated the noise. Every action, every word, every pause serves as a purpose. They know this truth. The sale doesn't start when the client shows up, it starts when you do. The 1% have mastered neutrality. They don't attach to rejection. They extract data. They don't chase outcomes. They refine inputs. They understand that the market does not respond to need. It responds to leadership. They embody the paradox of power. Humble enough to learn, dominant enough to lead. That's what makes them unstoppable. Not louder, not luckier, just more locked in. Anyone can talk about growth. The top 1% live it in silence, behind the scenes, every single day. Because when the inner game is mastered, the outer game becomes inevitable. I actually just recorded a full training on this. The top 1% edge. It's about the psychology of power, precision, and performance in high ticket sales. Inside, you will learn how to regulate under pressure, communicate from control, and lead with unshakable authority. You can download the top 1% edge now at vivianweyll.com/edge. The link is also going to be on the show notes for you. Now, let's make this clear. There are two types of energy in sales: power or poverty. The beggar says, please say yes. The boss says, you'd be crazy to say no. Beggars chase, bosses calibrate. Beggars explain, bosses influence. Desperation discounts power. Clients don't buy the product, they buy your energy. You can't fake confidence. You have to become it. When you embody authority, your words hit completely different. Your silence sells. You stop convincing and you start commanding. And when that happens, you no longer chase opportunity. Opportunity starts chasing you. Let's be honest. You didn't come this far to maintain mediocrity. You came here to dominate, to create freedom that no one can take from you, to live in complete control of your time, your energy, your results. The top 1% don't rise by accident. They rise because they refuse to operate from emotion. They don't wait to feel ready. They move with conviction. When others doubt, they decide. When others panic, they pause. When others need proof, they perform. That's the mindset that separates winners from watchers. The top 1% understands that success is internal before it's external. It's not about doing more, it's about being certain. Because when you're certain, everything and everyone around you adjusts. This is your call to step into that level of certainty. The good news is you could be an average high ticket sales performer today, and you might become a 1% high ticket sales performer tomorrow. You can literally completely change your trajectory right now. It's your opportunity to stop hustling for validation and start operating from control. No more chasing, no more overthinking, no more apologizing for wanting more. Decide to embody authority. Decide to lead. Decide to become the example of what's possible when alignment replaces effort. Because average salespeople chase opportunity. The elite, they create it. So make the decision today. Operate like the top 1%. Live from composure, sell from control, and lead with conviction. If you are ready to stop leaving money on the table and start implementing these scientifically proven systems and frameworks, I want to help you personally. But here's the truth. Why are you watching this video? Your competition is already building systems that will make you irrelevant. Click the link below to join my next masterclass before they do. I'll show you exactly how to install these frameworks and scale to consistent $50,000 to $100,000 months as an elite high-ticket sales professional or entrepreneur ready for the next level. If this episode hit you, share it with your team. Tag me at Bosses Not Beggars and tell me your boss move of the week. Remember, bosses, don't wait. Bosses, don't beg. Bosses, build. See you next time.